So I just wanted to make this quick video to show the solution that I found for zero latency monitoring of whatever you're recording, be it voiceover, guitar, through Reaper, so you can apply effects to it. Because the biggest problem that I've found is that when you're monitoring it back in most of the software that I've tried, be it Audacity, Reaper, Vegas, Fruity Loops, is that you have a delay. It introduces a 100 millisecond delay, so you have strum, 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 and it makes talking basically impossible, and it makes music playback almost impossible because you have this 100 millisecond delay. And trying to reduce it lower than that just adds software problems. The solution I found is a hardware output in your routing. So this does require extra hardware. You either need, depending upon what your motherboard looks like, you might need a digital audio converter. You might need some extra cabling. You might need a mixer like to combine audio signals, but I'll go over that later. But the main trick here is outputting within Reaper two different outputs. So the software we're going to need is the ASO4All driver to drive the actual mixer that you're using, presuming it's not some crazy commercial one. Reaper, which is a processing software where you apply your effects and stuff. And then virtual audio cable, which is how you software route the output of Reaper into the software that you're using, be it Chrome, Discord, Teams, Skype, etc. And so I have here the setup, these two channels. They're coming from my mixer, and these are the two channels. It's a 3-channel mixer, and I'm using 2 of them. One of them is for the microphone, and then another one. Nice little guitar setup here. And so this gets mixed into the master just by default. There's no real changes. These just by default go to the master, obviously. And the routing. One of them is to the virtual audio cable. Virtual audio cable is what pushes to the software. That's when you have Discord open, for example. Discord will be looking for line 1 virtual audio cable. And that will be the input for whatever you're talking to. So we can see here, with my microphone talking here, that is what Discord is listening for. The second thing is the other output, which is what go to your speakers. So on my computer here, I have 2 different audio outputs I'm using. One of them is a digital SPIDF output, which outputs a digital signal to a DAC that I have on my desk, which then goes to its own analog chain, and I'll show that later on. But the second output I have is to the analog, the colored RGB outputs, the green one, which is your normal speaker output. And that's the line out for the guitar to monitor everything. And that goes to my speakers. And because of how this is routed and set up, there's only maybe 30 milliseconds of latency total round trip, including processing. And so that makes it so that it's basically real time and basically imperceptible, so you can actually monitor your stuff and listen to it in real time, and it just works. And it's brilliant. Because the other problem is that if you tried to do this different ways, if you didn't split the 2 outputs, one with Windows and the second one with Reaper, Windows only allows one of those to be used at the same time. So if you don't have 2 physical hardware devices, the green audio output using a 3.5mm jack and a SPIDF output, you have to have 2 physical outputs. Windows only allows one of them to be used at the same time. So if you don't have 2 of those, you can either listen to your Windows audio, Chrome, Spotify, music, everything that you're doing on your computer, or you can listen to and monitor whatever you're playing on your guitar. And the problem is, if you want to play to a backtrack or you want to play a cover song, you can't listen to both at the same time. So you need the hardware that you have. And so that's the other physical thing that we have here is all of, let's see, let me get this video recording here. This hardware here that I have is the mixer, the digital audio converter, and then the actual like combiner itself. So I take 2 signals together and then I combine them into one. And all I have to do is up the volume on one of them, and now I have playback and feedback through my speakers with just one twist. And so because of this routing and because of the software, this allows this to happen. So I'm recording this as an insert here. The other thing that I didn't talk about is that you need to set the output range within your audio device settings. The first being the virtual audio cable, and the second being the device, the physical device, in my case, the green RGB jack, that you are physically plugging in the output that you want to monitor. This is what populates the master routing, so you can have two devices outputting. You have to have it show up on the output range here on your device configuration. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show and document it here. The setup is really easy. You shouldn't need to do any configuration to the stuff. It should, for the most part, be plug and play. Your mixer may or may not give its own problems. It may or may not like to work with the ASIO generic drivers, but for most, like, you know, consumer, not professional stuff, I believe it should be fine. Yeah. So hopefully someone else finds this valuable. If you have any questions, or if I didn't cover anything, just leave a comment and I will get back to you.